fourth world title for Michelle Kwan. The return of Todd Eldredge. The rise of Sarah Hughes. It was another extraordinary season for American figure skating. On the verge of an Olympic year that is fast approaching, today the Americans join forces for one final face-off.
The curtain drops on the 2001 figure skating season today, but not before America's finest lace up their boots one final time here in Binghamton, New York, as we welcome you inside the Broome County Veterans Memorial Arena for the ABC Sports Great American Figure Skating Challenge. Here's how this team competition works. There are 6 teams comprised of a single skater and another single or para dance team. Each will perform an interpretive free skate. More on that in a moment. The scores of the two will be added up for a team total, and at the end of the day, the team with the highest score captures the title. Here's a look at today's pairings. Angela Nikodinov is teamed up with 3-time national dance champs Langan Chernyshев. U.S. gold medalist Timothy Gable joins forces with the pair of Tiffany Scott and Philip Dulabon. Young Beatrice Liang, part of a team that includes pairs champs Kyoko Ina and John Zimmerman. Michael Weiss with Sarah Hughes, the newly crowned world bronze medalist. Todd Eldredge is with teenager Jenny Kirk, and Matt Savoy teams up with Michelle Kwan. And the first team to take the ice here in Binghamton, the U.S. bronze medalist Angela Nikodinov, along with Naomi Lang and Peter Chernyshев. Along with Peggy Fleming, Peter Carruthers, and Susie Wynn, I'm Terry Gannon, and the first skater to take the ice, 20-year-old Angela Nikodinov. What a turnaround year it has been for her. Skating so great at the end of the year, especially the 2-time and reigning U.S. bronze medalist.
Well, she has just transformed herself. Her skating is so beautiful now, and such natural jumps.
Take me back into the arms I love. Lead me like you did before. Touch me once again and remember when.
This opening jump is a combination jump, triple Lutz, double toe. Very solid, very steady. And this flying camel, that is an absolute gorgeous position. Great speed.
When she walks away, and you know I'll be standing here still.
Nearly flawless at the U.S. National Championships in Boston to capture that bronze medal, and basically flawless up until the free skate at the World Championships.
Well, I think even with the mistakes she made at the World Championships, her style was still very magical, though.
Came in 5th in Vancouver. Great accomplishment. And I know success will do this to you, but she's just a different person even when she comes to the rink to practice.
I think it's her confidence that's really shining through this year that has helped her so much. She really believes in herself and her skating.
Now this final move, this layback spin is absolutely brilliant. Beautiful positions. She's wonderful.
Yes, a wonderful sense for the music. Beautiful.
Capping off the best year of her career, and before the season began, you might not have believed it then, but certainly true now. You have to mention her as one of those that has a shot to make a run at a spot on the podium at the Olympics next season. Angela Nicodino. And there's a look at the judges working this competition. There are 5 U.S. national judges, by the way. And Peggy, the rules here are a little bit different.
Yes, they are different. They are going to be doing an interpretive free skate. There's a minimum of 5 different jumps. At least 2 of them have to be triples, and 1 additional jump combination, and a minimum of 4 different spins.
A couple of little bobbles on her jumps in this program, but not here. This opening triple Lutz was great. Good coverage across the ice, good height, and then she backs it up with a nice double toe loop. Good position with the back. And as Peggy mentioned, her laid back position is superb. She hits a wonderful attitude position. It takes so long to get that position just right, and Angela has mastered it, spinning in one spot.
And now in front of the giant American flag, Angela, if you've watched all year, you know that Yelena Cherkasskaya, her coach, has been a big influence on her turnaround this season. The first set of marks now for skating technique, those are high, 5.7s and a 5.8.
Well, she is a solid jumper and wonderful spinner, so she really gave a good overall performance.
And now the second set for presentation. Look at how high those are, a 5.9 and a total of 57.6 out of a possible 60 for Angela Nicodino. And up next, her teammates, Naomi Lang and Peter Chernyshев. Peter recently became a U.S. citizen, and they will be eligible for the Olympic Games.
Ice dancing can really be. Please welcome Naomi Lang and Peter Chernyshев.
Back at the ABC Sports Great American Figure Skating Challenge, taking the ice right now, the 3-time and reigning U.S. ice dance champions, Naomi Lang and Peter Chernyshев. Remember, their score will be added to that of Angela Nicodino. They are a team.
And the music they're skating to is Parisian Walkways.
What impresses me about these two is they are wonderful dancers. They have great flow and speed across the ice, but they are both very athletic.
I remember Paris, 49, Champs-Élysées, Saint-Michel and Old Beaujolais wine. I recall that you were mine in those Parisian days.
All these lifts look so easy and effortless.
Coming off a 9th place finish at the World Championships. Last season they were 8th, but that drop can be attributed to the fact that Horn and Kratz of Canada came back this season after being out all last year with an injury. And there is a sense that Lang and Chernyshев deserve better marks than they're getting, and will get them, just a matter of time.
But I still think they're doing very good things for ice dancing. They're very powerful with their movement, and yet they have a smooth quality.
Ooh, I could write you paragraphs about my home.
moves that they coordinate into this wonderful choreography. Very creative. And she, Naomi, designs all of her costumes, and she gets her ideas from magazines and dresses and ballroom dancing videos, actually.
The complete package is there. Show the strength these two have. Look at this. Watch him support her.
That was beautiful.
Wonderful emotion within their skating.
Naomi Lang, Peter Chernyshев, they cruise to their third U.S. title in a row this season in Boston. And this is going to be a team that it's hard to beat. Remember, their scores added to those of Angela Nikodinov, which was very high.
This is their hydroblade move. The key to this working is Peter has got to balance Naomi just right so that they can hold that movement. Great strength is required in the quad for him. You can see that. Amazing and very effective because they really hold the move. Beautiful. And then at the end, this lift where he supports her and then stands up with her. Amazing to go from that low position and then stand up. Such control, such strength. Terrific.
Yeah, the whole crew now in the kiss and cry area. Sasha Zulin, world champion on the right, their coach. New coaches all around for these two teams. Look at those marks.
Yeah.
The skating technique of 5.8, the rest 5.9s.
Well, this is a great way to start. Very well deserved.
And now the second set for presentation. You can't get a whole lot better than that. 3 perfect 6s.
But they really did have wonderful presentation within their skating, and that's a strong start for this team.
So over 59 points for them, and total together with Angela Nikodinov, 116.8, extremely high, the total score.
So after 8 months, 14 competitions, and some 43.5 hours of airtime here on ABC Sports alone, it's only fitting that the final event of the 2001 season should be the Great American Figure Skating Challenge. After all, it's been a remarkable year for U.S. skaters. From Michelle Kwan winning her 4th world title in Vancouver, to the return of the 29-year-old to the medal stand at the World Championships, Todd Eldridge, and the U.S. earning 3 spots for both the men and the ladies at the upcoming Olympics. But, Peggy, let's get the important business out of the way first. Happy Mother's Day.
Well, thank you,
and
Terry.
to you, Ma.
Yes, I'm very proud to be a mother and a grandmother.
Yeah.
And in honor of Mother's Day, I'd like to thank all the moms and dads of elite athletes everywhere. As a parent, all you ever want is for your child to find their gift and to do their very best. The skaters here at this event are shining examples of children who found their talent early and are achieving their very best. For these young athletes, their very best means being among the most talented in the world. But with that accomplishment comes unbelievable stress. Stress for the athlete and stress for the parent. I'm sure each of these parents have emotionally skated every competition with their child this season. With every success, their heart soared. With every disappointment, their heart sank. It's not easy being a great skater, but it's also not easy being a great parent.
I think it's probably even more difficult being a great parent and watching them on the ice. But, Peter, different feeling at this competition. It's a great way to end the season because there isn't the pressure that you feel at, say, a world championship.
It's hard to believe the World Championships are over. Just yesterday, Todd Eldridge was out on the ice on practice doing quadruple toe loops, and Michelle Kwan was doing her triple-triple combination. There's a reason for that. We are 9 months away from the Olympic Games, and a lot of these skaters will start to develop programs for the new season. But today, it's about the team. The most important thing to remember is that all of these skaters have a tremendous amount of pride and respect for each other, and that's what drives them to a higher level every time they hit the ice in competition.
Well, the other member of our crew, as she has been all season long, Susie Wynn, and she's standing by right now backstage with the 4-time world champ, Michelle Kwan. Susie?
Thank you, Terry. Now, Michelle, 4-time world champion. Was this sweeter than the other victories?
This last World Championships was amazing for me. It was just an amazing week in Vancouver. Everything seemed to be going well, and when I stepped on the ice, it seemed like I was confident and ready just to rock and roll and just light the ice on fire, and I felt so awesome. It was incredible.
Well, you could tell that. Now, this summer, do you have to recuperate from all of that? Will this summer differ from other summers leading into the Olympic year?
I don't think it'll differ in any of my practice habits. I think the way I go about competition, it seems like Olympics is just another competition, no biggie. And Frank and I have a lot of things to work on in choreographing a new program and working on new jumps and spins, and there's just a list of things that we need to work on, so I'm really pumped and ready for next year already.
You can tell. Well, good luck to you, and get some rest.
Thanks.
Thank you. Terry, back to you.
All right, Susie, thank you. When we continue here in Binghamton, it's the U.S. gold medalist, Timothy Gable, taking the ice. He's teamed up with the U.S. silver medalist from pairs, Tiffany Scott and Philip Dulabon. Next. Mother's Day wishes here in the crowd in Binghamton. Peggy, I think you know this young man right here, don't you?
I think I do. That's my young son, Todd. He's 12 years old, and he joined me on this event, and it's always fun to have family support here.
Mom's a star, but she's just mom to Todd.
Yes.
You look scared to death right now. Scared to move.
Well, Todd and his mom will be watching tonight. You know, behind Shirley Temple's rise in Hollywood is a story you never knew. Child Star, the Shirley Temple story, tonight on ABC at 7, 6 Central Time.
Here's the U.S. champ taking the ice right now, Timothy Gable. It's been an extraordinary year for him because he struggled at times. He didn't look like his old self, the king of the quad, as you know, but then when it was on the line at the U.S. Nationals, he came through and he skated very well at Worlds, placing 4th.
Skating to Ricky Martin. And that is what was so amazing about Timothy at the World Championships. He had a rocky season, but boy, did he really pull it together when it counted. That 4th place finish was so important for him.
Yeah, it was, because at the Grand Prix final late in the year, he was just, by his own words, he was awful. And to come back strong that quickly, it's impressive.
Now coming up here is this triple axel. Forward edge takeoff. Wow.
Just when you thought you heard it for the last time.
Well, the audience loves this music, obviously. Now coming up is a quad Salchow he has planned right here. Back inside edge takeoff.
Steps out.
Yep. Well, he practices about 15 or 20 quads a day.
It's a lot of wear and tear.
Sure is.
Now, his experience in Vancouver at Worlds was one of vindication in another aspect, too, because last year, because of his low finish, he was 11th. It cost the U.S. a spot. They only had 2 spots at the World Championship this season. But with his 4th place finish and that from Todd Eldridge making the podium, the U.S. will send 3, as we've mentioned, to the Olympics next year.
Well, that was a lot of different choreography for Tim.
Yeah, I think the interpretive free program is good for skaters like Timothy Gable because they can really address the entertainment part of their skating, and that's important.
You never thought you would see it, did you? Timothy Gable is Ricky Martin out here on the ice.
This is the triple axel forward edge takeoff, 3.5 rotations, and a walk in the park for Timothy Gable, considering that he does quads. And actually, the quad that he did do, he had a little bit of a problem on the end. 4 rotations, but watch him step forward right there. That's not a clean landing for him. He can do better, but still, the fact that he tried it, pretty impressive.
Now alongside his coach, Frank Carroll, and the first set of marks for skating technique, 5.8s, 5.9s.
Well, you can see the 5.9 certainly reward his jumping ability, but the question is what's happening with the presentation.
Now remember, these will be added to Tiffany Scott Philip Dulabon, who'll be on the ice next, Peggy. And the presentation marks, so the total 58.2 for Timothy Gable.
And right now, Susie Wynn has caught up with Michael Weiss, who has endured a disappointing season of injuries.
How hard was it, Michael, to watch the World Championships on television, hoping for that 3rd spot on the men's team?
Well, I actually, I didn't plan on not watching it, but I didn't end up seeing the World Championships on TV. You know, I was really pretty busy with the kids and things going on around the house. I heard how things went, and I knew things went well, but I really wasn't aiming on having to use those 3 spots. You know, I've already been the 2-time national champion, and I want to be on top again, and I had anticipated that I was going to have to win the national championships next year in order to make the team. And I think that's my mindset still. You know, I don't plan on having to use those 2 spots as a buffer.
That's a great attitude, Michael. We wish you all the best. Terry, back to you.
All right, Susie, thank you. Michael's partner, Sarah Hughes, limbering up backstage, getting ready to take the ice a little bit later. Todd Eldridge, he is back and one of the favorites to medal at the Olympics, no doubt. And the 4-time world champion, Michelle Kwan. Don't try that stretch at home, folks. We continue after this message and a word from our ABC station.
They are United States silver medalists in pairs. Let's have a warm welcome now for Tiffany Scott and Philip Dulabon.
Terry Gannon back with Peter Carruthers, Peggy Fleming, and Susie Wynn. The Great American Figure Skating Challenge continues as Tiffany Scott and Philip Dulabon take the ice, the current U.S. silver medalists.
They're skating to Eric Clapton's Wonderful Tonight.
Is Eric Clapton still got, Peggy?
I don't know.
Get back to you on that. Remember, their scores will be added to Timothy Gable's scores.
Through this beautiful lady walking around with me. And then she asked me, do you feel alright? And I said yes, I feel wonderful tonight.
Their silver medal at the Nationals, their second in a row, and maybe even more meaningful given the fact that Danielle and Steve Hartzell were back competing this season. They were the '99 U.S. champs, out last year with an injury, so the competition was even tougher in pairs. Tiffany and Philip placed 11th at the World Championships recently in Vancouver. A little bit of a disappointment. They were 9th last season.
Yes, she went out in the warm-up and injured her hip flexor.
Yep.
Fell 4 times, so it was really a difficult World Championships for them, but it's nice to see that they recovered and they're back on track.
The U.S. with 2 spots next year at the Olympics in pairs.
They've skated very well so far. They're showing a lot of confidence. Now this final move, this back outside death spiral.
I think they communicate well together and they show a nice relationship on the ice, and that's so important in pair skating.
Glad to get through this year, too, because of the injury. You mentioned the hip flexor, and he's had a stress fracture in his wrist all season long. That was rediscovered early in the season, and they've had a very successful season, too, and look for more next year. Tiffany Scott, Philip Dulabon, the reigning U.S. silver medalist.
Here's a look at that great throw double axel that they had in the program. It's important that he doesn't throw her too hard, because if he does, she goes too high. But there it had good height and distance. Very nice. And then this backward outside death spiral is difficult to perform because the lady has to push the right hip up in the air while she lowers her shoulders and head close to the ice. That's a nice position right there.
Full team in the kiss and cry area now. Carl Kurtz, their coach, on the right-hand side of your screen. The first set of marks, 5 6s, 5 7s, 5.6, by the way. Timothy Gable saying too low, man.
But they were so steady and so confident. Nothing spectacular, though, but very steady.
I think if they can develop their line in unison, they'll improve a lot.
The total score for the team, 115.4. So Gable, Scott, Dulabon, that team now in second behind Nikodinov, Lang, and Chernyshев.
When we continue here at the Great American Figure Skating Challenge, there's a man in this arena who has his hands full right now. It's the youngster with the veterans. 13-year-old Beatrice Liang joins forces with 2-time U.S. pairs champions Kyoko Ina and John Zimmerman next. Back at the Great American Figure Skating Challenge, a look at the current leaders taking in the action here. Team Nikodinov along with Lang and Chernyshев. And a reminder, tonight at 7/6 Central right here on ABC, The Wonderful World of Disney presents Child Star, the Shirley Temple story, tonight at 7 Eastern.
She was an American girl.
Please welcome Beatrice Liang.
We continue here in Binghamton now with the youngest competitor in the event. In fact, this season she just became eligible for junior international competition. 13-year-old Beatrice Liang.
She is absolutely amazing. It's really an understatement to say that this young lady has potential.
Granada Hills, California, trains in Simi Valley. Coached by Tiffany Chin, the two-time world bronze medalist who won the U.S. Championship back in 1985.
Very nice opening double axel. Music very dramatic for such a young girl. She's skating to Any Time, Anywhere by Sarah Brightman. Oh, that was to be a triple Lutz double toe combination. Nice triple flip.
Remember, her teammates are Kyoko Ina and John Zimmerman, U.S. pairs champions. 2 scores will be added together.
And right now, they, along with the rest of the field, are making a run at the current leaders. Team Nikodinov, Lang, and Chernyshев, who are just ahead of Timothy Gable, Tiffany Scott, and Philip Dulevant.
Beautiful triple Salchow. Final move, this layback spin. She is absolutely adorable.
Her coach, Tiffany Chin, told me that the most important thing they're working on is to hold out movement on the ice and not just race from jump to jump. She says that's the biggest challenge for a 13-year-old to understand.
Well, this was very big music for her to be skating to, and this was quite a challenge.
Yes.
Came in 6th at the Senior National Championships this year in Boston. Michelle Kwan said next year she is going to be a real contender.
And here is the trouble she had at the beginning of the program with this combination she had planned, this triple Lutz double toe. Watch her reach back for this takeoff, and up she goes, but not quite high enough to finish that rotation, and she fell. It's really an unfortunate start for her. And then at the end of the program, here she's doing this combination, this split, half loop, triple toe loop, double toe loop. It was a wonderful combination and very strong at the end of the program.
And now with bunny in hand, Beatrice Liang sits next to her coach, Tiffany Chin, and the first set of marks for skating technique, 5.4 to 5.6.
Well, she has a ways to go. She needs to, work on her speed and work on the height in her jumps and more confidence in her skating, but she definitely has a lot of potential ahead.
The crowd would have certainly given her better marks. They're booing some of these marks here. The presentation marks, same range, and it's 54.6, the total score for Beatrice Liang. Let's go back and join Susie.
Sarah Hughes, the reigning world bronze medalist. Congratulations. Now, as a bronze medalist, how has the tempo of your life changed? Has it peaked up a little bit?
Yeah, things have been happening so quickly. After Worlds, the day I got home, I went to Florida to rehearse for Champions on Ice, and I've been touring with them and having so much fun. And being in events like this, it's great.
You medaled in every international competition that you competed in this year. What's your wish list for next season?
This summer I want to go home. I'm going to work really hard and improve, and so next year I can do even better. But this year has been really great.
Well, congratulations, Sarah. Good luck to you.
Thank
We're
you.
looking forward to you next year, too. Terry, back to you.
All right, Susie, what a year it has been for Sarah Hughes. Well, up next, the two-time U.S. champions in pairs. Kyoko Ina and John Zimmerman take the ice when we continue from Binghamton. Welcome back, everyone, to Binghamton, New York. It is Mother's Day, and on this Mother's Day, there's Johnny Barth, Susie Wynn's little man, doing what he likes to do best. It's feeding time, and Susie's mom handling the duties here in the arena. What a great-looking family. Don't forget, next Sunday, right here on ABC at 9/8 Central, she was the voice of a generation. See the story that goes beyond anything you've ever heard. Anne Frank, next Sunday.
They are your two-time U.S. national pair champions. Please welcome Kyoko Ina and John Zimmerman.
The ABC Sports Great American Figure Skating Challenge continues, our final figure skating show of the season. Kyoko Ina and John Zimmerman on the ice, the two-time and reigning U.S. champions in pairs. Little Pink Floyd right now. Shine on You Crazy Diamond.
Very nice, inventive lift there.
Opening split, triple twist lift. Very nice. Look at the catch. Good run out on the landing.
Remember, their score will be added to Beatrice Liang's score. The leaders right now, the team of Nikodinov, Lang, and Chernishev. Timothy Gable, Scott and Dulabon in second place.
I think this choreography is very refreshing for this team. They're working with Alexander Julin.
Yes.
I think it has a lot of excitement.
And that's important to show another dimension of your skating, and they're definitely not one-dimensional. Throw, triple loop. She's got such a strong back on the landing, and that allows her to have the confidence she needs. Going into a spread eagle position, so difficult and dangerous to hold your partner while your feet are turned out like that. A lot of stress on the back and legs.
I love that number.
It's good, isn't it?
It gave a new dimension to them. It's a real step forward.
7th in the world the last 2 seasons. They're hoping for better than that this year, but there's no question, as you said, Peggy, you can see an improvement in their 3rd season together now, Ina and Zimmerman.
Here are the side-by-side double axles. You have to worry about your own jump in a pair team, and they get out of unison right there. And it's interesting because the unison problems follow through. Watch as they skate through some of these movements. They aren't perfectly matched. But this is spectacular, the way they skate into this throw triple loop. Look how straight her back is on the takeoff, and she just carries that straight position through the air for a very solid landing. And this is really impressive because not only does he pick her up without any assistance from her, but watch him go into the spread eagle position. That is so hard to hold the legs in that position and hold your partner over the head like that.
Beatrice Liang joins them now in the kiss and cry, and the first set of marks for skating technique. Very consistent, 5/8. And look at those for presentation.
That's
all the way up.
spectacular.
Yeah.
That's a real step forward for them to get a 6.
Including a perfect 6.0. The total for Ina and Zimmerman, 58.5. The team total, 113.1. That puts them in 3rd place for the moment.
When we continue, it's Annie Mae Weiss's daddy who'll take the ice. Also known as Michael, the 2-time world bronze medalist, is next.
Welcome back, everybody, to Binghamton, New York, in the ABC Sports Great American Figure Skating Challenge. Taking the ice next, the team of Michael Weiss, the 2-time world bronze medalist, and newly crowned world bronze medalist Sarah Hughes. In the lead right now, the team of Angela Nikodinov, Naomi Lang, and Peter Chernyshev. But making a run at the top,
he is Michael Weiss.
As you just heard, Michael Weiss. Tough season for Michael. The injury, missed an early competition, came back too soon, and then thought he had it together. Was in the lead heading to the free skate at the U.S. Nationals, but did not skate well at all and did not make the world team. However, the U.S. with 3 spots at next year's Worlds and Olympics, and Michael Weiss certainly will occupy one of those spots. That's his plan anyway.
was fun. Had a few mistakes in that program, however. That's kind of been how things have been going this year for him.
But a bit of a silver lining not going to the World Championship, although he would have loved to have been there. You get an early jump on next season, and he's already training for next season, which will be a crucial one for Michael Weiss and every other skater.
He was supposed to do a triple Lutz here, but he changed up and tried the quad. 4 rotations, a little bit of a 2-foot landing right there, but still 4 complete turns and a fist pump to boot right there. He has great rapport with the audience, and he keeps that character running throughout the music. This is the triple axel, 3.5 rotations, but not there. Tilted in the air, only allowed him to do 2.5. Double axel. And you got that break dancing going here at the end. This is pretty impressive. That's hard to do. Have you ever done that, Terry?
No, have you tried it?
Don't go there.
I've done that, though.
Not on purpose.
No.
Yeah, his wife Lisa and Annie Mae, his young daughter. Christopher Michael not here to support him, but smiles on their face. That crowd doesn't like these. First set for skating technique. 5.7s, 5.8s. And now the marks for presentation, those are higher. 5.8s and 5.9s. So a total of 58 for Michael Weiss. Let's go backstage and check in with Susie Wynn again.
I'm with Todd Eldredge, the reigning world bronze medalist. Todd, congratulations. This year, as the year unfolded, everything improved for you. Did Worlds just highlight everything you were working for?
Oh, I think so. You know, I think, you know, my placement at Worlds obviously felt great. And, you know, this year's kind of been up and down for me with some good results and not so good results. But, you know, ultimately it ended up great and kind of sets myself up, I think, in a good shape for next year.
Now here, my colleague Peter Carruthers said that in practice you've been doing the quad, you've been practicing so hard. When are you going to take a vacation? When are you going to take a break?
Well, as soon as we're done with our Champions on Ice tour, I'm going to take a bit of a break and take it easy for about a month or so, and then start working into you know, new programs and new things for next season.
Well, you're in good shape, Todd. Congratulations and good luck to you. Terry, back to you.
All right, Susie, the Guess Who and Lenny Kravitz had it right. She's grown up right before our eyes. The newly crowned world bronze medalist, Sarah Hughes, takes the ice when we come back.
She is the U.S. silver medalist, the world bronze medalist, and she is wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, Sarah Hughes.
Meanwhile, the Great American Figure Skating Challenge continues. Michael Weiss, just having left the ice moments ago, received his scores. Those will be added to the scores for Sarah Hughes, who takes the ice, just turned 16 years of age on May 2nd, the world bronze medalist.
Well, her dad, John, has said from the very start of her skating, she had that sparkle in her eye. But she also has a good mind and incredible focus when it comes to competing. She has had a wonderful year. character of this music really going with these steps here. Not her usual steady performance, a little rough around the edges, but she had such wonderful flow over the ice and such great potential. She has a great future ahead of her.
You know, even more impressive about what she's done this season, you got to remember in the summer, in June, she broke her hand. She was off the ice, actually in a cast for a month or so, lost all that time training, but came back and just had a remarkable season. Sarah Hughes.
And here was a look at her triple Lutz that she did toward the middle of her program. She reaches back, very nicely done, very steady, and a nice, beautiful landing position. And this was the trouble she had on this triple Salchow. She takes his back inside edge takeoff and doesn't quite get the height and finishing the rotations before she touches the ice, and she just had to fall. That's too bad. And then she finishes it with a double toe.
Now she would need almost a 59, the total of 59 for them to take the lead. Let's see here, skating technique in the 5.7, 5.8 range. Robin Wagner, her coach, on the right-hand side of your screen, and now the marks for presentation 5.7 to 5.9, so a total of 115.9. Hers alone 57.9. That's not enough.
So Michael Weiss and Sarah Hughes move into second place behind the team that has led since the beginning of the event. Nikodinov, Lang, and Chernyshev. When we continue from the Great American Figure Skating Challenge, 29-year-old Todd Eldridge joins forces with 16-year-old Jenny Kirk.
I feel good.
Back in Binghamton, you can relax when you took the ice first at a standard that no one has touched so far. There's Peter Chernyshev with the towel around him and just watching the action at this point. Don't forget, next Sunday here on ABC, the gripping story about a young girl who was the voice of a generation, Anne Frank, next Sunday at 9, 8 Central, right here on ABC.
The top teams so far, Angela Nikodinov and the U.S. dance champs, Lang and Chernyshev. In second place, Michael Weiss and Sarah Hughes, but here it's Todd Eldridge coming back after 2 years away from the World Championships to capture the bronze medal recently in Vancouver, and installing himself right away as a favorite to reach the podium at the Olympics.
Skating to 14.92. Think of it, he won his 6th world medal this year at the World Championships. Yesterday he was out here practicing hard. He's already got his eyes on next season. Very hard worker.
By the way, only Dick Button, our colleague and friend, and Hayes Jenkins have won 6 medals at the World Championships. American skaters who have won that many.
When he hits this triple axel on the music, it is out of this world.
I think this music really accents his skating style so well. It's a perfect match for him.
This is a good interpretive free program.
Beautiful triple Lutz.
Won every medal there is to win except one, an Olympic medal, and that's why he is back competing at the highest level. And Peter, you're right, that what's so impressive about him, besides the talent that he has just made himself into a great athlete and great skater. They talk about golfers who stay on the practice range and pound ball after ball. That's Todd Eldredge on the ice.
Yes, he lives in the moment. And he always has the preparation and training to back him up.
Very determined guy, but also very thoughtful. He's a very thoughtful young man. He's done a lot for his hometown. Remembers where he came from.
Might be the best we've seen so far.
That was wonderful, the way he interpreted that music. The artistry was great. The communication with the audience and his steady, cool, calm, collected attitude.
And a very well-deserved standing ovation.
Might not be as much on the line, but that magic that he brought to the building in Vancouver, he brought it with him here to Binghamton, too.
He did.
They're out of their seats.
Beginning of the program, very impressive combination. This is the triple toe loop, stepping right up into another triple toe loop. And look at the speed he has on the second jump. Very good. And he carries that through to this triple axel. I love the way he hits it on the crescendo of the music. 3.5 rotations. Very nice right there. But the real showstopper is at the end of the program when he hits his final spin. Camel spin, down to a sit spin, very nice low position. And he keeps the speed running throughout, very fast rate of speed in which he spins. And by this time, the audience is on their feet. He's got him in the palm of his hand.
What I want to know is, Peggy, how'd you get the duck here in the arena before you threw it out on the ice? Wow, look at those marks for skating technique, all 5.9s.
Very solid performance and very much deserved.
And now the marks for presentation. He sits alongside Richard Callahan.
Oh, there you go.
That's great. That is just great.
Hey, judge number 2 must have got out of bed on the wrong side this morning. What happened to judge number 2?
What did they miss?
5.9. The rest perfect 6s. The best marks by far of anyone so far in the competition. Todd Eldredge has set the table awfully well for his partner, Jenny Kirk.
And the fellow Massachusetts native will try to close the deal for their team when we come back right after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Please welcome Jenny Kirk.
Terry Gannon, Peggy Fleming, Peter Carruthers, and Susie Wynn back here in Binghamton, New York. The ABC Sports Great American Figure Skating Challenge. Nikodinov, Lang, Chernishev in the lead. But here's Jenny Kirk, the 16-year-old from Newton, Massachusetts.
And a very familiar piece of music by the Angels. My boyfriend's back.
How many sock hops did you go to and listen to this?
No, this brings back a lot of memories. But what is so wonderful about Jenny skating is her landing positions on these jumps that she does. They're very steady and very strong. She's opening with this triple Lutz double toe combination right there.
Couldn't be in a better position after Todd Eldridge skated as well as he did. The highest marks we've seen so far. She and Todd teamed up here.
And they're both very steady and consistent competitors.
There's an example of that.
Absolutely.
Triple
nice
flip.
triple flip.
Got a heck of a personality at 16.
She does. She really relates to the music and the audience so well.
Think about this. Her teammate Todd Eldridge, when he won his first national championship, not appeared at the Nationals for the first time. That was in 1990, and Jenny was 5 years old. That's it.
Such a fresh quality to her, such a nice style. She has a nice straight back when she skates, wonderful posture. Reminds me a little bit of Tara Lipinski in her jumping technique. Very fast turns in the air, not very high.
She's been really candid about that, talking to the media too. She said when someone labels you a small, young jumper, there is something missing in your skating, and I'm going to go work on that.
She was adorable.
Pretty good as is.
Absolutely.
Right now. Only 16 years of age, the 2000 World Junior Champion. She just missed making it to the podium at this year's Senior National Championships in Boston. Jenny Kirk.
Jenny opened her program with this triple Lutz double toe combination. Watch her reach back, do this takeoff, very solid, not very high, and not a whole lot of speed, but very steady and solid. And this was her double axel here, half loop, and into a triple Salchow. This was a wonderful combination, very difficult, and also, again, very steady.
Well, Todd Eldridge was brilliant. He had a 59.4, so Jenny Kirk needs somewhere in the area of 57, 57.5 for them to take the lead, but those marks, not as high as you may have expected.
Well, I think that speed in her skating and the height in her jumps, she just needs that more maturity, but it's there, but she just needs to, you know, mature and have that time do its work.
Second set for presentation, and Peter, a total of 56, so that's not enough.
No, and these marks, the second marks, I think could have been a little higher because she had great expression out there, and that's important.
So Jenny Kirk and Todd Eldridge go into a tie for third at the moment with Tim Gable, Tiffany Scott, and Philip Dulamont.
And that makes the current leaders very happy. They've watched, waited, and smiled throughout this entire event. But don't forget, the 4-time world champ Michelle Kwan is still to come. She'll take the ice in a shimmering gold dress that is the product of a very famous designer. Peggy Fleming has more.
It's the most overlooked but yet the focal point of every skater when she steps onto the ice. The most famous costumes to date were the dresses Nancy Kerrigan wore in 1992 and at the '94 Olympics, custom made by fashion designer and former figure skater Vera Wang. Michelle Kwan is the next to entrust Vera with her new look.
I think she can make a difference in my appearance on the ice.
With each new season, there is the pressure of recreating one's image. It has to go with the music, the choreography, and takes the longest to create, and can be the most expensive. This season, Michelle and Vera's collaborations have been a work in progress to achieve the perfect costume.
She's to be in total comfort, like a gymnast, but she has to look ethereal, and that is the challenge. She has to look like a champion.
Well, a typical skating dress goes from anywhere from $3,000 to $7,000. A Vera Wang dress, it's a good bet it's quite a bit more. Don't look for it on the rack at your local department store anytime soon. Down to the final team at the Great American Figure Skating Challenge here in Binghamton, New York. It includes 4-time world champ Michelle Kwan, who has also captured 5 U.S. titles, and Matt Savoy, who has had a breakthrough season.
2001 4 continents and U.S. national bronze champion. Let's have a warm welcome now for Matt Savoy.
Nikodinov, Lang, and Chernishev have led since the beginning of this event. But here is Matt Savoy, who medaled at every one of his Grand Prix events this season and also stood on the podium at the U.S. Championships for the first time.
Matt has wonderful jumps. He's very consistent. Controlled when he skates, opening up with this triple flip. Look at that. Triple toe loop. Flawless.
Well, if the U.S. had 3 spots at the World Championships, which they usually do, Matt Savoy most likely would have been there. Captured that bronze medal just a year after winning the bronze at the World Junior Championship.
was very relaxed,
Yes.
and very steady.
That's what I was just going to say. He has a relaxing quality to his skating. So when you watch him, you're relaxed. He's very controlled. Always skates within his limits.
Everyone this season focused on Timothy Gable, Todd Eldridge, Michael Weiss at the Nationals. Guess who edged out Weiss for the third spot on the podium? And don't make that mistake again. Matt Savoy's around to stay for a while.
This was a wonderful opening to his program. The triple flip, beautiful height on that, and a nice landing on that triple flip, allowing him a perfect triple toe loop. Great way to start the program. But this is so impressive, way down on his left knee, and then he immediately will reach back and spring up into the triple Lutz. That's the second hardest jump next to the triple axel. Very impressive.
And it's Michelle Kwan who will close it out here, the final skater on the ice, warming up and trying to make a run at another title here.
She'll watch the marks for Matt Savoy very closely, though. Her teammate here, the first set for skating technique, 5.6 up to 5.8, 3 5.8s as a matter of fact. Matt alongside his longtime coach, Linda Brannon. In fact, she's been his coach since he was 9 years old. And now the second set of marks for presentation.
Great disparity there from 5.6 to 5.9.
So a total of 57.7 for Matt Savoy, and now Michelle Kwan has a lot of work to do.
But despite that fact, backstage, the leaders not looking quite as relaxed as they did earlier.
Your world champion, Michelle Kwan.
So Michelle Kwan takes the ice, needing a score of 59.2 to win. 59.1 to tie, obviously. The total added together with that from Matt Savoy a moment ago. Now the four-time world champion.
This time around, I'll take the moment. This time around, I'll make it last. I've had my share of wasted moments.
Back-to-back world championships for the first time in her career. Her fourth overall. Only Carol Heiss is a more decorated U.S. skater in terms of the ladies.
She really had to earn it this year, and I think it was the most rewarding for her. Actually, the New York Times called her World Championship performance a glorious vision on the ice, and it certainly was. Triple Salchow.
This time around, luck will come knocking, and when it does, I'll let him in. This time around, no second places. I'm sure that aces are winning. I'm gonna have this time around.
Very subtle elegance in her costume, designed by Vera Wang, and I think it suits her so well.
Happiness, I'm right behind you. I've had my share of crying, but there's no denying I'm on my way. This time around, I'll taste the glory, and I'm not going down without a
Such a spectacular move, and she looks so beautiful tonight. Very different numbers.
I know. We really saw a maturity that we haven't seen. Very appropriate lyrics for her lifetime experience on and off the ice.
Yes, but she had a little problems tonight. She had a lot of jumps that were two-footed, and that's very unusual for Michelle.
But this time around, her boots stayed together, which is a good thing because her father, Danny, isn't here in Binghamton like he was in Vancouver to help fix it. The four-time world champ, Michelle Kwan.
And this is the usual solid Michelle Kwan that we're seeing do a triple Lutz double toe in her program. She is so steady and so rock solid. She's just wonderful. You can always count on her. But tonight she had a few problems, this being one of them, the triple toe loop. She two-footed that landing, but she did complete the rotations, but just touched that other foot down. And that's very unusual coming out of her.
It was very good, but wasn't enough. Remember, she needs a total of 59.2 for her and Matt Savoy to win. Here's the first set, 5.9s. Off to a great start.
Well, I don't understand those marks because she did do some mistakes in there, but, you know, whatever.
Very generous panel of judges.
Very.
Here's the second set, and again, the second judge won't join the party.
No.
6.0s except for that number 2 judge of 5.9. But a total of 59.4, and that is enough. Matt Savoy, Michelle Kwan, a total of 117.1, and they are the champions here in Binghamton.
And that's a tough loss for Nikodinov, Lang, and Chernyshev, just being edged out at the very end. So Michelle Kwan adds another title to her extensive collection already. She brings along Matt Savoy, the 20-year-old this time. Nikodinov, Lang, Chernyshev led until the end. Hughes and Weiss finish up in third place. So Michelle Kwan appropriately wearing gold once again. She and Matt Savoy win the title, the Great American Figure Skating Challenge. They have both joined Susie Wynn right now.
Thanks, Terry. Congratulations to the leaders. Now, Matt, what was it like being with a world champion quality matchup here?
A lot of pressure.
What do you mean?
But I knew she was going to skate well, so I just had to hold up my end of the bargain. And I was happy with the way I skated and how we placed. So.
Now, 4 6.0s. What a way to end the season, Michelle.
Oh, it's been an amazing season. Coming off of Worlds, I'm still in Cloud 9, and top this off, it's just perfect. So we're good together. We just have to maybe we'll do a few lifts, and we'll be all set.
You're gonna take the show on the road.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
Terry, back to you.
All right, Susie, remember, ABC Sports is online at ESPN.com. Keyword, ABC Sports. For our entire ABC Sports crew, thanks for being a part of what has been an outstanding figure skating season. Happy Mother's Day. We'll see you again in October.
America, sweet America. You know, God done shed his grace on thee. He crowned thy good. Yes, he did.